Yeah, I'd been doing Got to Dance in the UK for about 3 years. 3 series of Got to Dance, and then they were taking it to the States. So it was called Live to Dance, and Paula Abdul was on board, and I remember having to go for a meeting to sort of audition for my role on the judging panel. So it was me and her and Travis Payne, brilliant dancer and choreographer. And at first it was brilliant, like every day, doing these long days, sitting next to her, auditioning people. And it took a long time for me to find the guts to be like, do you know what? Like, I was one of your biggest fans. And she really enjoyed that moment. And we kind of had a share. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. That's so cool. I was like, oh my God, okay, had the moment. So the series continues, and we're at the semifinals, I think it was. And there's a lot of big groups on stage. And of course, these shows they're expensive, and a lot of money was being spent. And I think a lot of choices that were being made meant that even more money was being spent. And it came down to this moment on live television. And we had to decide, the host on live telly was going to throw to us judges to say who was going to go through to the next round. It was like the last person that was going through, the big moment, semifinal. And they're going to throw to Paula, but the producers had come up to her during the commercial break and realized that she was adamant that she was going to put through two different acts. But they're like, Paula, we don't have the money for this. We cannot do two acts. Wow. And so they realize that she's not going to change her mind. She's adamant that this is sort of her show.
Live, so
she wants to do it. So then they come over to the table next to me and are whispering in my ear, listen, Kim, we need you to do us a solid. Like, we can only afford to send one act through. When the host comes back from commercial break, he's going to throw to you on live telly, and you are going to pick one act. So I'm like, okay. Boom, we're back to live telly. The host is like, all right, blah, 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 blah. We're going to go to Kimberly to tell us who's through. And the daggers I could feel of Miss Paula Abdul looking at me. I was like, oh my God, am I really going to do this right now? But I did. I chose the one act that I felt should be going through. And that changed the course of our relationship forever. So Norm, after that, I could tell she was pretty upset, and I didn't see her after the show. And usually we would start the show sort of hand in hand, walking from the stage from upstage to downstage, from back to front. But from there on out, for finals and everything, she did the walk by herself. She wouldn't walk next to me.
So she never spoke to you again?
No, she basically never spoke to me again because of it.
Wow.
I know. It lasted one series. It kind of ended in flames.
Ended after that. Well, I'm not surprised, to be honest.
So I was a bit gutted. I was really excited to work together. We both done a lot in dance, and I felt like it was a really good pairing. And I really expected it could go much differently than it did.
But you're no longer you are no longer at each other's Thanksgiving table.
No.
That is a shame.
I mean, you never know. Maybe we'll run into each other on the street and everything will be just fine again.
Do you remember that time when I put one through? Oh, I just walked around the bridge.
Oh, God.